Hey guys, I'm Morthadon and we are back for Serial Experiments Lain episode 8. So, last time we had those two guys with like the laser eyes finally talked, confronted Lain, brought her to this guy who asked Lain questions about why she has so much power in the Wired and is her family really real or is she real, right? Like, have you ever celebrated anything with your family? And Lain started to have a bit of a meltdown. She couldn't answer those questions. And then all of a sudden, we had the other Lain, the Lain of the Wired, be able to manifest herself within Lain's body. So I don't know. I'm still a little bit confused. I had a theory that I went on about in the last episode that I like of like maybe the Lain we've been watching has been the one in the Wired the whole time, and that's why things have been kind of like jumpy and weird. And then Lain of the Wired is actually the real Lain, the one outside of like the computer system, and is then just like we can think of our Lain as like an AI moving around doing its thing, but then when this guy confronts Lain about it, Lain starts like the AI starts breaking down, tweaking out. Then the real Lain just takes over that avatar and starts, controlling it herself, kind of thing. And that's why it was so like seamless and stuff. But it's just a real quick theory that I came up with last episode. But yeah, I'm fascinated. I'm interested, and we'll see if we learn any more info in these coming episodes. So yeah, well, we're gonna start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Present time. I don't understand. I am so curious. By the way, something that my friend let me know that I did miss, because he's been watching through my reactions and everything. Thank you, Secret, by the way. He mentioned I think it was in episode 2, when the girls were talking about seeing Lain in the bar. We actually saw Lain in the bar. I think I just dismissed it as being someone else because I assumed it wasn't her, kind of thing. And there are a handful of characters that kind of look alike, you know. So I guess I just dismissed it or wasn't paying attention enough. So, but now that we're up to last episode where we saw Lain of the Wired take over Lane's body, it very well could have been that kind of thing, right? Nope, don't want to be hurt. No, no, that doesn't sound fun. Well, that's ominous. I'm gonna keep watching, even though I don't want any of those things. So I should look away, right? That is a... Yep, that's a video game sword, alright. Jeez. Hmm. That's a weird thing to say. Uh, what? Is that guy's avatar just a naked chick? Hmm. Is this another night? Alright. This is the sister that's been being weird. What happened to her? Her damn program's glitching out. It's like in a video game when you see like those characters that are just like NPCs that are just walking into walls. Hmm. Well, I've always thought her family was weird, and seems like there's a good reason for it. Does like does her mind control them kind of thing? So we time skip since then? She said a while ago someone said that? Hmm. Oh, creepy. The fact that you said that and then they haven't said a word yet to like reassure you like parents should do that everything's fine and that person was crazy should speak wonders. What the hell is going on? I have a theory, but I think it's like too crazy. But I'll talk about it in the discussion. Did Lain do something when she was in her other persona? Those girls don't look happy. Probably something while the other Lain. What did the other Lain do? I want to know. Who's that? Alright. What did she do? Who was that guy? What is going on? I felt like the last couple episodes I was really following things a little better. And now I feel really lost again. Ugh, I hate that. Just like all the different rumors in chat rooms or whatever through the wired. Hmm. I think I know the voice. That voice. Hmm. Right. Huh. Creepy. Why is everyone staring at her? Kind of like how the parents were staring at her, right? A little bit. What? Peeping Tom. This is some creepy shit, guys. What is going on? Alright. Yeah, it's like... It's really starting to feel like this is not the real world. But... maybe... I don't know. Like, why would every single person be staring at her like this? Not saying a single word. Like, how would the people outside like that even know to look? How would they even know she's there? Oh shit, the glass. What? Why? The smile? Uh, is this real or is this fake? What? I don't even think my mic picked that up. I whispered what is going on, but I think the noise suppression I have on is too good. It's a guy in the car, right? Is this Arisu? Is that why she ran when she saw that guy? Hmm. Oh, what a creepy face. That's not our Lane, is it? That's Lane of the Wired. So she was fantasizing herself about the teacher. Jesus. Huh. This is a disturbing episode, guys. I'm like actually like weirded out. Just like it's unsettling. The look on Lane's face. The So they're finally confronting each other then? Holy shit. Shit. Ugh. You have always been there. Huh. Ugh. I hate everything about this. So disturbing. Shit. Deleting. What's it gonna be like now? Huh. But if this was the real world... If this was the real world, you shouldn't just be able to delete people's memories. Why is there a second? What? Did she, like... Hmm. By, like, deleting what she deleted, did she somehow, like, swap places with Lain of the Wired? I don't know. I don't know what I believe, or how much of what we're seeing is real, or fake, or... Ugh. Shit. So creepy, man. And then just poofs like that. And then just fades away. What does it mean? Son of a bitch, man. Wow, that was a confusing episode. I don't know what I just saw. I have a couple theories, but I don't know how much they hold up. And I feel like all my theories are just like mishmashed, and some parts of some make sense and parts of others make sense, but none of them make sense as a whole. I don't know, but goddamn. So we had like the sister and the parents being out of it towards the beginning of the episode, right? Like, and you know, I have my whole theory about this not like this maybe not being the real world kind of thing, and it just makes me wonder, like, does Lain have some sort of like psychological control over her family? Like, when everything is normal, her parents are kind of like these AI in her mind that are just there to kind of like be her family. But now that she's been like told and became aware of it, she now can't run their programs properly, kind of thing. And that's why they're not like functioning like family members anymore, is because she doesn't see them as family members anymore, kind of thing. I don't know. That's kind of like what was interesting to me there, but for a lot of the rest of the episode, I mean, some of the things that I wrote down are like peeping Tom, which I wasn't sure what that meant at first, but the god that was in the Wired, that is it, by the way, guys, for episode 8. But yeah, like the god that was in the Wired was kind of saying that Lain has always been there, which that alone confuses me because I had this talk before where it felt like even before Lain started getting into like a more advanced Navi and stuff like that, it felt like the Lane of the Wired existed. And the god said that Lane of the Wired, or like, that has always existed. It's omnipresent. Is has always been here. But what does that mean? Like, what does that mean for the person? Like, could there not like could nothing we see be real? Could this life that the Lane we're seeing, could that all be fake? And Lane of the Wired's world be fake? And we haven't seen anything of reality. Everything we've seen has been inside this computer program. Because that's what's confusing to me is like if Lane is has always been here, then I'm sure the Wired existed before she was born, right? I don't know that for sure. But would that mean that Lain existed before she was born? And how does that make sense? Unless, unless the Lane of the Wired created the Lane that we've been following, like the more innocent and naive Lane kind of thing that we've had since the first episode. Was that something that was just created by Lane of the Wired and none of it's real? I don't know. Like they said she has this like crazy power, but to continue on with what I was saying about the peeping Tom thing, the god entity was saying that her purpose in the Wired, like what she does in there is she listens to people, she hears all of these rumors from people, and then she tells everyone, right? Or she finds out, maybe she even finds out truths about people, and then she tells everyone, right? And and so that's what we were seeing here is like Lane of the Wired learned that Arasu likes, this teacher and fantasizes about him and stuff, and then told everyone, right? And and all that. And I mean that would coincide with the idea that they were able to delete the memories of everyone being weirded out by Lain, because everything is just a program, right? Even all these people are just programs, so you can manipulate them however you want them to manipulate, and all that. So it's just, I don't know. I'm leaning more and more towards that theory being accurate because some of the things we're seeing, I feel like just don't make sense. For it to exist in the real world, right? Um, but yeah, like, huh, interesting. I can't think of another explanation that makes sense. Like, I keep getting hung up on that one thing. I've said it a bunch of times. Sorry for repeating myself, but the fact that Lane of the Wired seems to have existed before Lane. Like, that one thing is what's stopping me from thinking that there is a real world in this story right now, right? Um, but, but yeah. I think I'm gonna go with that theory. I think that's the one that feels the most solid. It's what I started getting vibes on early on in the show, and then became more concrete as more evidence came to play. But I am really fascinated to see what other people take away from this, and I'm really fascinated to like see a second watch through and like what I can pick up on that I might have missed, because obviously with the realizations we've had in like episode 7 of like, is your family even real? Like, I've always thought the family was weird. Like, it's always like didn't sit right with me the way the family acted and everything. Like, half the time the dad will walk in, see his daughter doing some crazy shit, and then just walk away. And that's probably like, if Lain is in control of them, it's because Lain doesn't want them to interfere, so they don't, right? It's one of those things. Whereas a normal parent would be like, "What are you doing? Why are you taking this computer apart and messing with the parts? Why don't you just use it the way it came?" Kind of thing. Like, I don't know. Um, like my parents would be furious if they bought me a computer. At least back then. Now they trust me because I build computers and everything, and I know how all that works, but and I'm a fucking adult. I should probably say that. Um, but like when I was younger, first getting into computers, if they bought me a new computer to use and I tore that thing apart, they would be up my ass, you know? So it's just it's definitely felt weird this whole time, and I don't know. I don't know. This episode definitely was way more confusing. I feel like this is one of those ones where if you finish the entire show, you read a bunch of theories and a bunch of ideas, and then you come back to this one. Obviously, there's aspects of this one that, like, you know, the god saying that she's always here, and she's always been here. Like, what that fully means, I don't know, but I understand, like, the concept of it. But there's some other stuff that we saw that I don't really, like, understand, like the breaking away of, like, you know, Lain, like even Lain just standing there, and then seemingly Lain of the Wired like walking out from her and going and being friends with them, and then Lain being like trapped. Like, what does that really mean? Is that just like Lain of the Wired? Maybe Lain of the Wire like fabricated this life and like fabricated this Lain, but then got jealous of the fabrication and wanted to live in that life for a bit. So every now and then just steps into those shows. I mean, that could also be that whole thing where, you know, I talked about how Lain of the Wired is kind of taking over Lain's body, kind of like how I would log on a video game. It's as if like my World of Warcraft character is walking around and doing things right now, but then I log in and take over, kind of thing. I'm taking over the personality of that entity that's in that game, kind of thing. Um, it could be something like that, and then, you know, now we just kind of saw a perspective we haven't seen before, where Lain is kind of trapped in this like ethereal plane kind of thing, and just watching what Lain of the Wired is doing. So I mean, it could just be that, but there was just a lot of other things about this episode that were just kind of like jumping around and really confusing. Although some of it does like make sense in hindsight. Like I wasn't sure what was up with like the guy driving, but then we found out it was the guy that Arasu fantasizes about, and the rumor that was spread. So thinking back on that part, it was it made a bit more sense. But really, like the parent stuff, I don't fully understand. Like what's the whole stuff with Tachibana General Labs and seventh generation protocols and all this. Like, that's a lot of the aspect of the story that I don't understand. It's almost like we're seeing Lain try to like gain more power through these I don't know. I don't think that's the case. I don't know. That's kind of like the parts that really confused me the most, I'd say. But I guess a lot of the school stuff and everything makes a lot more sense now. Thinking about it the way that I did and all that. But I gotta say, I totally relate with the way that Lain was walking through. Like, it's essentially like Lain was sitting in a chat room and you're seeing all these conspiracy theories and rumors and all this stuff flooding through, and Lane's just like, stop it, all of you, you know? Like, I've definitely had that feeling. Like, sometimes I'm on a game, and I'll just have to close the chat. It actually happened today. I was playing a bit of Star Citizen, and these guys just kept talking and just spewing bullshit, and then they got into, like, talking about, like, you know, what country is the best country, and why this country sucks, and that country's better, and that country sucks, and this one's better. And I was just like, this conversation is not gonna go well. And it's just like, just quit while you guys are ahead and just shut up. Like, so like I totally relate. And then I just ended up turning the chat off. I was like, I'm done. I don't even want to look at this anymore. But so I definitely like can understand Lane's frustration of being in that room with like all those people just saying shit, and it's like, shut up, you know. But yeah. Anyway, crazy episode, guys. I really just want to watch more and learn more. So I think that's gonna be it from me. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Check out my Patreon if you want to see more from me. 2 episodes ahead. If you want to see me maybe learn some stuff in the next few episodes right now, you can do so on there. through the early access tier. There's also bonus stuff on there too through the Patreon show tier. Check all that out if you're interested. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my future reactions. Bye-bye.